Tesla is set for another record quarter, so let's take a very early look at the Q3 production numbers. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. Yeah, I know, it's midweek. It's been extending past the weekend for a while now. I'm not normally this early on my production estimates, but some other people have been, so I figured I would show a little bit of how the sausage is made early on. I like sausage. And by the way, thanks to my Patreon Norm Store for upgrading to the very cool level. Very cool. So again, as always, this is not investment advice, nor should it be. It's just my prediction. And if you want to look back over past quarters, my predictions on production have been very good. In Q2, Wall Street missed by 4%, and I missed by 0.004%. I missed by 91 cores. I don't expect to be that accurate ever again, but I do know a few things from watching a few things, so there you go. First thing to remember is ignore the big dogs. Ignore the Bloombergler. Because Bloombergler is not here to make you rich. Bloombergler is here to make you click. They don't care how dishonest they are. They will say, they know better. They'll still say, oh, made in China Teslas are flatlining in sales in one particular month of the quarter, and oh my gosh, they're surging in another quarter. They want you to sell, they want you to buy, who knows what they want you to do, but they're not honest. They know better. Deliveries will remain lumpy until there are gigafactories in every major market. They know better. It's like how if you want accurate information about real estate listings and prices in your area, you look at the multiple listing service. You don't look at Zillow. Zillow is not in the business of selling you houses. They're in the business of selling leads. And I know this because I wanted to contact a listing agent and I entered my information. That wasn't the listing agent. That was someone who paid to be there. And for the next 6 years, they continued to sell my lead for progressively less money to progressively dumber jerks. I feel bad for those people. So, caution on Zillow, caution on Bloomberg. All right, let's take a look at the numbers. So the first thing we're going to do here is look at Q1. What a great quarter it was. 180,000 produced. Q2, 206,000 produced. Okay, so my numbers. Time for my numbers. We'll start with the Model S and X, or rather, just the Model S. I'm just ballparking it here. I'll dial this in later in the month. 8,000. Wall Street was predicting an awful lot of sales from Q2, but Wall Street doesn't know what they're talking about. So Wall Street is not always interested in doing the work to come up with an accurate production. Now, I'm willing to show the math. A lot of the YouTubers are. Wall Street, not so much. And it's a good thing because I fear if you just pulled back the curtain, you would see there's no one there. It's just a dude. It's just the monkey in front of the curtain. 8,000, that's my guess. So now we need to look at Fremont S and Y. And what I did here, my camera's in the way of the screen, is I just took last quarter and said it's up by 1.5%. Now, yeah, the quarter is about that much longer. Yeah, I'll accept that. 1.5%, that's my preliminary estimate. There have been good, strong deliveries with minimal shutdowns. I may adjust this upward when I go back through and review all the drone footage and news regarding shutdowns. But here's where the rubber meets the road. Giga Shanghai, Model 3, and Model Y. Okay, so let's look down here. Here is the year-to-date, January through July. These are known numbers. Model 3 reached an all-time high in July of 23,000 units. I only increased this by 1% for August and so 1% better for August. I think that's reasonable. And then 5% less than that yes, for September, because they were shut down for a few days with a part shortage. It was supposed to be about a week, but it ended up being just a few days. I think 22,286, pretty good. Looking at the Model Y, look at this ramp, 3,000, 5, 8, 8, 15, 8 again, 13. So I'm saying they're going to be up by 10% from their best month. From 15,000, it's jumping to 16. And then this month, even though it's 1 day shorter, will also be a 10% increase from last month. Now I know there's a report out of China from our good friend Wuwa, who makes excellent drone videos, that they hit a run rate of 1,000 a day. Well, he said production of 1,000 a day, but it's actually a run rate of 1,000 a day. There's no way they went from 16,000 last month to 30,000 this month. It strains credulity, but a 10% increase from last month, very plausible. Now I'm going to go back through and do as I do, where I review all the drone footage and look at days with full parking lots versus empty, days where all of the heat exchangers are running versus half versus none, and come up with sharper numbers by the end of the month. But for now, I'm coming up with my camera's in the way of the screen. It's how I make it look like I'm looking right at ya, right into your soul. So Model 3, 68,973, and Model Y for the quarter of a paltry 48,000 and change, giving us a total of 228,450, which I shall round to 228,420. Nice, just in case. Last month, had I rounded down to 420, I'd have missed the production number by 1. But I was more interested in mathematical accuracy to my algorithm, to my equation, I guess, not an algorithm, to my model, than I was to memifying the joke. So that's my guess. 228,450. Yeah. So guys, what do you think it's going to be? Let me hear your production numbers. And you can break it down by model or location. You can break it down anyhow you want. I should add, Berlin and Austin, goose egg. Goose egg for Q3. We shall see about Q4. I think we will see some production from one, maybe even both, but in very limited numbers. A couple thousand at most in total. What do you think the number is going to be? I would be very curious to hear your guys' thoughts. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me all that juicy wisdom in the comments below. And, if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Why not? It's free. I don't charge for that. And follow me on Twitter at 4K Podcast. And yeah, that's a good way to get a quick early look at what I'm working on. And, hang out, visit. Miss you guys. And a big thanks to my Patreons, as always, who get early access, a bonus content, an ad-free experience, and help keep the channel running for as little as the low price of one smackaroo-bob a month. Can't do it without you guys. I really mean that. I can't. So, there you go. Can't wait to see how this ages.